Bum, 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 ba-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-do, ba-do, ba-da, ba-ba, boom, doo-doo-doo. Ba-da, 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 ba-boom, boom, ba-ba-do-do-do, ba-ba. Oh, oh my God. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a night for that matter. Oh, evening. And I must admit, you know, I didn't step out at all for today, for this St. Valentine's Day holiday for that matter. Very seldom would I myself become or be quite like a hermit. And I don't do this on a regular basis. And I don't intend to. I got places to go, things to do, regardless of how any proverbial neighbors from damn hell or public nuisances or problem neighbors or closet psychopaths, sociopaths, sadomasochists, sadists, cowardly bullies, and or terrorist wannabes could possibly attempt upon a regular, daily, and or nightly basis to throw a monkey wrench in my plans, in my program, from that being of my own personal survival and or progress, God forbid. And when I myself could possibly be feeling drained enough as it could possibly become or be the case or situation, you know, mentally, physically, spiritually, and on etc. I mean, I went to the hospital just the other day for that St. Valentine's Eve, but then it's a new day now. It's one day after the St. Valentine's holiday, and they didn't do anything for me. Mm-hmm. Excuse my language, pardon my French, or practically, if not possibly anything for me. Well, they come to think of it, giving it some such, serious well a second thought, they really didn't do it. Excuse my language, pardon my French, and played part of the devil's advocate. There's a lesser to evil being a problem, your son. They didn't do a damn thing for me, or to put it mildly, that we phrase it. So I'm trying to get right with God as a believer. Though at times I've been finding myself, more than likely, more often than not, you know, that much more playing the part of the devil's advocate and less to even a prodigal son. And whereas the worst two evils is any of those closet devil worshippers, religious cult members who make up the majority of churchgoers or whatsoever, whatever religious denomination from the pools to the pulpits. Especially the prosperity preachers, the televangelists, of false brethren, false prophets, and our antichrist, many of whom be fleecing the flock of church members and visitors alike, be they have mega churches or not, stealing from the tithe offering trays, and like the blind leading the blind of modern day religious Pharisees and or Sadducees, leading many more into the lake of fire, damn hell, of those false brethren, false prophets, and antichrist that do that. And I'm getting back to I myself, before I lose my train of thought, and the saints word or whatever. No, not like any of the likes of those false brethren, false prophets, and antichrist, because the worst I could become is only as the lesser two than a prodigal son. Being of the few of us are real or true Christians or believers in God. Anyway, wow, what was I about to say? Well, all things supposed to work for the good guy regardless, bro. Something about, well, I know I was saying last night, it's been quite a day and night. And do forgive or pardon me if I could possibly butcher the English language and American dialect at the moment for the umpteenth time. And hopefully nobody really, chat me for that or reprimand me. I mean, unless you're going to submit some such resources by which I could improve, I say, improve my English with American dialect, you really have nothing to say. Otherwise, you just be coming off like one of these here internet trolls, you know, uh, obnoxious negativity. Got a whole lot of mouth and haven't really said a word, But then getting back to what I was trying to say, now that I remember God does work in mysterious ways, something about, you know, how, before St. Valentine's Day was Valentine's Eve, I went to this one hospital, regardless of whether it was public or private, for the Centenary neighborhood community. Oh, forgive me, pardon, if I seem like I'm having quite a bit of rather a compulsive disorder, but then my sinuses bother me, and then so not that I mean seem like the booger man digging for gold. Barbecue, let me put one of these on the grill. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I was trying to say, I went to this one hospital and they didn't do a ding dang thing for me. I waited there for, I'm like, what was it? 1/6 of a day is 24 hours in a day. Do the math. 1/6 of a day is 4 hours. 4 times 6 is 24. Yeah. Well, I could have, worse yet, waited there longer. But then, some like couple few 4 hours is a long enough wait. And when I got to that the hospital room that they sent me to, where before then it was like doing the usual regular performance of medical technician or personnel, you know, checking your vital signs, and all that, triage nurses before you were to see, you know, what we call a real doctor being of the superior, whereas they are the subordinates. No, RNs, LPNs, etc. And then when they got me back there, to my hospital room, when they finally did call me, once again they want to take my temperature and all that. And then all I got out of the deal for that paid visit to, a local vicinity area neighborhood community hospital was nothing more than a couple of aspirins. I was pissed. Make you want to practically, if not possibly, do a Martin Lawrence kind of, comedy act on a serious note. Just grab one of those licensed medical personnel and say, "Oh, you're gonna give me something more than this here? Oh yeah, you're gonna give me," and kind of get me thinking about what I was like saying about the likes of the false brethren, false prophets, or antichrist prosperity preachers, where you can go to church and one of the likes of a wolf in sheep's clothing could waste your time, have you, spend half an hour, from a half an hour to an hour of a time frame period in one's church, and all one is doing is flapping one's chops, just talking loud, ain't saying a word, mouthing off so much, gobbledygook, contradictions, contrary, blasphemous F and BS or nonsense. You be like wanting to take it out of one's head, or like wanting to put hands on one in a whole different way than to pray for one. Say, you gonna give me for that? You gonna give me something for the half from a half an hour to an hour I spent in your church, listen to all this meaningless blah blah blah, yada yada yada, woo woo woo. Gonna come up out of your wallet and hand me over, like a couple few Benjamins. Otherwise, I'm gonna take it out your hat. It makes no difference to me. But you better hope that it's not in front of a bunch of witnesses. Otherwise, guess who's going to jail, to the can, and possibly to the crazy house like that. Yeah. And where's this one neighbor from damn hell with his willingness letter fulfilling, excuse my name, pardon my French, Catholic, like niggly faggoty, or Catholic nigger faggot, self is attempting to drive me completely bonkers, and likewise attempting to drive me out of house and home enough as it is the case in our situation. I think I said that word correctly. Not to mean to speak like a two-bit street punk. You know, street punk so much. Then to speak more Kingsley. But anyway, though. Yeah, so I went to this hospital. They didn't do squat for me. I was pissed, and I'm still feeling pretty much like you know how they say sick as a dog. Well, how does a dog feel sick? How do you know whether or not you feel sick as a dog? I always wonder about that corn phrase or cliche. Are you a dog? Do you have the body chemistry or the biological proportions, etc. of a canine or less species of creatures being of the animal kingdom? I don't know where they get that saying from, but anyway, though, let me just put like the I was feeling dumb. I go there, I'm thinking that somebody may have to say last rites for me, though I'm not Catholic. And it sent me on my way after waiting all that time. I'm like, wow, if that's all y'all was gonna give me was a couple of aspirins, I could have gone into my school bag and popped a couple and just called it a day. Then and there, back at my pad. What's up? Like what a waste of time. But, more than quite a few of these doctors and nurses. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's good and bad. Like there's good and bad in all races of people. There's good and bad in all walks of life. Facts of society, lifestyle, you know, and vocations, and professions, and so forth. But anyway, I like what a few aspirins. Are you freaking kidding me? You got me waiting like 1/6 of a day in the waiting room area of your hospital to see a doctor. As a matter of fact, from time to time, I would get on the phone and call for a supervisor. You know, I said, but then I'm still feeling kind of up under the weather. You know, I hope not as much as before. And this neighbor from damn hell, he's still, acting out. Crazy enough. Well, not so much as crazy or stupid as much as he himself is creepy. Yeah, homie don't play that. I catch him, committing a home invasion, a lawful home invasion or illegal criminal trespass, we gonna have problems. It's gonna be like World War III up in this mother, up in this camp for the place of residence, atmosphere for its premises properties being of which, you know, is that my own habitat or humble dwellings that I pay annual monthly rent, or not so much as utilities compared to the last place where my utilities supposed to be included on rent, and home phones service fee bills for and television and, and, and whatever else for. Well, I pay for my own laundry service. You don't get free laundry up in this account. I get to get money back on my laundry card. Figure out how to do because one of the management personnel that's supposed to help me with my laundry card. When I wanted to do laundry one day, I couldn't do it because wasn't none on there. All I said did this laundromat business company, pull a number on me, scam me, or did the very management personnel that represents the real estate of these premises property? Ooh, excuse me, it's natural physical body function before I pass away. Get back to what I was saying, or did one of the management personnel that represents the real estate for these premises properties of a public facility, residential building, or its edicts at this given address location? Did that person pull one over me, pull a wool over my ass, and so forth? And I really needed to do my laundry that day. It's like practically not possible. I can't remember the last time I had done my laundry and wearing odds and ends, fairly decent, fairly clean clothes and so forth. But then after a while, I would have to force myself to, take care of necessary business and figure out how to get money on my old laundry card to get a new one, get a new debit or credit card for that matter, transfer funds from that to London card, or just go outside the building and much rather instead of washing my clothes and you know upon premise probably for the building laundry dramatic laundry room. I go outside the building and wash it wash my clothes and my load at a neighborhood laundromat close by for this here vicinity here where I'm at. How do I get on this conversation? All right, if I can Miss Bradley. Then all things supposed to work for the good of God. Gotta bring back to mind. If not, all things, like I said, supposed to work for him, our Lord and Savior. But anyway, though, hmm, yes, it is rather late hour making me have a Ronald Wilson Reagan memory lapse episode as well. I mean, I remember something that I forgot before, so I could. What was I thinking? They brought this man. And hell, so to speak. Yes. Okay, now I would really be a blessing. Yeah, but so I didn't go much anywhere today. You know, but hopefully I'm feeling much better than what I felt like last. I was just like, cuddling up under the blankets. I mean, it's cold as damn hell out here. I mean, like it's like, you know, man is doing something to Mother Nature for a monkey wrench in a program, making the weather temps just so unnatural. A lot of these shit weather temps is, unnatural, abnormal. Then I have to get out here, take care of necessary business at hand, be out, have to go to the hospital or whatever, and hopefully be wearing at least some kind of clean clothes and a clothing that's clean enough. I guess that's what brought that to mind. That something just as relevant because I'm not just talking off the wall, God forbid, because I'm a believer in God is trying to get right with God, regardless of how this one neighbor is attempting to, drive me completely bonkers and drive me out of the house and home. Yeah, and get me reflecting upon this one brother. Otherwise, this here being a little actual flesh and blood brother from my own immediate personal family household. Being a home is, though he had left his line open, phone line, he's not talking to me none whatsoever. Like get the thing about a cock tease or something. Like that I'm on the gate persuasion. You know what I mean to say. I just using a parallel to compare them to. Or like an escort woman, teasing her client, or shortchanging one. Be compared on to like a prostitutes and red light district. I'm not down for that. Well, not for the latter compared to the former. But then I'm trying to get right with God. Anyway, though, so I ain't go much anywhere. I'm feeling like hoping not much before. In times like these, we need not just us Savior, but the Savior. Especially when they get to talking about how, World War III could break out between both the two superpowers, the USA and the USSR, were the former Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, could possibly want to have a major showdown with the United States of America and vice versa. Hopefully not. With the two leaders in office now for the two countries or nations as we have it, one supposedly representing a democratic republic or democracy, the other representing that being a dictatorship. And whereas the USA is no better than the USSR, that will say, and vice versa. As USSR is supposed to become like the United States, like the USA, adopting our own form of government. And then I suppose the so-called democratic republic or democracy, until they could start making strides for social justice on a major level. And one of the ways is to, curtail or nip it in the bud when it comes to lousy, racist, redneck, dirty cops, closet Klan and closet Nazis, still shooting brothers in the back in this day and age. It has made it quite a regular practice to, kneel their knees on brothers' necks, they're with or without their non-white flunkies on the force, And that's bad. That's really bad. And in a very, very minute, brothers start, giving them tit for tat, you know. Then they want to give the brothers some such as that Attica action, Attica, big jailhouse, you know, that can compare on to that Alcatraz or Sing Sing. Whereas when correctional officers, brothers, police, otherwise, have finally retook that prison facility of penitentiary setting, you know, from there they committed themselves to violating the brothers' civil and or human rights, which was funky or foul damn hell. Up to the time that a governor had, made it a law for prison reform, whereas now they would have to, you know, go about it more on a slide, unless they want to, you know, lose their jobs and lose their pensions, violating the prisoners' rights and privileges, regardless be they American citizens or foreigners. Then they want to close Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, but so far nobody has really put forth some of such real effort to, you know, to make an impact so far that controversial subject matter where, you know, prisoners or inmates are being tortured and terrorized, Talk about Stalag 13 or Stalag 17. Well, that's been because a lot of the ghosts of the past, the skeletons in the closet of this country or nation, has to finally, be put to rest. You hear what I'm saying? I mean, after all, our nation's capital, let's say capital, see, it is about laid out. Our nation's capital is what I meant to say. Whereas the architectural design of it is dealing in witchcraft, different, clothings or warlocks and witches, masonry, etc., secret societies. That's a shame. Well, how you like the broadcast so far, you all? My social media family, any subscribers and or as well, any visitors to that being on my own social media channel and likewise chat room comment section. I hope that I have at least entertained, if not equal as well, that much more educate or enlighten. Then I'm about to close shortly after. You know, yeah. By saying the more words, so there I go again with what would seem like a compulsive order. Sorry about that, you all. But as I would usually give the greeting, the basic introduction, then I would speak upon a subject matter or a topic of discussion to be debated, you know, or that being of some or such of a given argument with many different views and opinions to be affiliated, associated with, and representing thereof. And then, last but not least, I would give a closing, as you all know. And so I paraphrase it, not quote exactly, and by saying, in more words or less, you know. And that is, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I will hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your veins by recognizing and realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of some such Roman soldiers upon the orders of their superiors, religious and otherwise, you know, Pharisees and Sadducees, centurions, Caesars, and etc. But then, nevertheless, he went to that cross of Calvary to become not just, the one and only sacrifice, but the perfect sacrifice for you and me, as he was the only one that could qualify to fulfill biblical prophecy, to restore the breach, the division between God and mankind or humankind. You know, being because if he had not gone about the means to tried to do so, you know, as he was God in human flesh, then none of us will be permitted to enter into the kingdom of heaven to be qualified for entry there. You know, after the fall, uh, the first couple, meaning because we all will still be as dirty as sin, foul as damn hell, you know, and a stench in God's nostril. But he had to come in human flesh, you know, to give us that chance to once again have, you know, that being uh, a divine relationship with God, you know, being as he is, you know, because, you know, he's the only one that qualifies, you know, to give us another shot at it, you know, after the first couple, Adam and Eve were kicked out of the utopia, the paradise of Eden, whereas, you know, the courts of heaven are that much more relevant than any down here. With judges, juries, and prosecutors and defense counsel, or attorneys or lawyers, you know. You dance to music, but don't you know you have to pay to the piper? You can't continue to reject so great a salvation, because if you do, it will cost you in the long run, you know. And I would hate to be in the shoes of any of those persons, being of whom continue to do so, that is to reject so great a salvation, you know, as there's none under name under heaven by which any of us can or could possibly be saved and then, you know, be permitted entrance into the kingdom of heaven once we were to, you know, cross on over, you know, to the other side to make that transition for the great beyond of the hereafter, the afterlife. You hear what I'm saying? Because God is not mocked. What we sow is what we shall reap, you know. And people in damn hell do want ice water, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think there's a person that has passed on over here that can honestly say that they still don't want to accept Christ as their personal Lord and Savior. No, no way. Not in all that deepness and darkness and hot fiery flames or hotness of the lake of fire, damn hell, you know. I mean, believe me when I say I don't think that there are any unbelievers and non-believers in the lake of fire, damn hell, period, you know. Because once they were to wind up on the opposite side of this existence, they automatically immediately become believers in God. But then it's much too late, you know, because they would have forfeited their chances to accept Christ as their personal Lord and Savior and get that being you know, fire insurance for the lake of fire, damn hell. You can't wait until you leave this world and then decide that you want to become a believer only after you see it for what it is. It don't work like that. It's not BK. You can't have it your way, you know. You can't wait till you get on to the other side and say, oh man, oh my God, what have I got myself into? Oh no, this will never do. I believe in you now, Lord, Savior, Christ. I believe in you now, Savior of the world, God as you are, who had come in human flesh. So please accept me in your loving arms and get me out of here. Then because it's ever so deep, and ever so dark, and ever so hot. I want no more of this. You are a loving God, and I know you can't let me stay down here. Oh, but then you'd be sadly mistaken. I mean, don't get me wrong. God wouldn't have been the one that would have sent you to damn hell. You know, I mean, he goes out of the way to prevent anybody from going to damn hell. He spoke on damn hell more than any prophets in his word, as he's the ultimate prophet, God in the flesh. You know, so if you go to hell, that's nobody's fault but your own, you know, because he has warned so many. about, the serious consequences for winding up there. You understand what I'm saying, you all? If you go to damn hell, that's on you. Nobody else, That is on you, you know. Say nobody else, you know. I mean, it's bad enough to have to go through any living damn hell in this world. Be it, living that damn hell, living the hell of the bottle, or shit, the pipe. You hear what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Really now. Then to wind up or end up in the real damn hell elsewhere. Lake of fire. Uh, Sinus about me again, so that quite a bit of headache, congestion. Yeah, certain other parts about it. Hold that thought. Somebody has come into my chat room once again. Other nature, of the likes of obnoxious, negative internet trolls to the rain on my parade on my broadcast. In the same line of thought, in the sense of word. Please don't do this here, as this ain't that kind of party. This ain't that kind of party. Internet troll. And so, therefore, go find for you. Well, so, so to speak for yourself, find for you, and then some. And that is another social media social media channel and or chat room or comment section to pay a visit to, as your presence is not welcome upon that being of my social media channel, and or neither or nor is it welcome within or in my chat room or comments section or whatever, or however said, and or in other words that is to be possibly translated to be defined as meaning take a hike. Take a hike, bud. Know what I'm saying? Know what I know what I know what I mean. So quit attempting to rain on my parade, or I will Possibly silence your chat. Then last but not least, block you from my social. Sorry if my typing is not where it could be at this moment. I mean, these internet shows, they always, something interrupts something. And saying that fast. And then last but not least, block you from my social media channel and or likewise chat or comments section, being that because it's just not happening here. Either respect what I have here or get out, as that would defeat that being of the reason and or purpose for my person having established established that being that that being of my social media channel with YouTube, aka aka YouTube. Uh-huh. Mhm. Oh, that is what some call it. Hey, you all take care and be safe. And I'll holler at you all later. Sorry about the interruptions. Yeah, be blessed, not stressed. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. And we out. Peace.